Yes, people, welcome to Man Knows Football. You're here with myself, Guni, and boy, the past few days have been nothing short of eventful for Chelsea Football Club, to say the least. I haven't really been around over the past 2 days, but that's just work, that's just life. We are back and we're here to discuss today's transfer news, which are some updates over what's been going on over the past few days, people. More transfers for Chelsea, more players being linked with Chelsea. Will we make a move before the transfer window shuts as I'm speaking to you now? Today is the 28th of January. Tomorrow, the 29th of January, my birthday, you get me? And I've got a special live for you, a special birthday live with myself, Eunice and Matisse. So make sure you are around tomorrow to check that out and wish your boy a happy birthday and all them things there, you get me? But before we get into the content, yeah, this can be an extra birthday present for me. If you are new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Help us on our road to 20k. Also, leave your thoughts down there in the comments as well. Give the video a thumbs up. Let's get us up in that algorithm and hit the notification bell so you know when the videos are coming out. Let's get into the first story today, and we're just going to get the most obvious one, the one that's been spoken about the most over the past 2 days. We're going to speak about that Lyon right back, Malo Gusto, who will be signing for Chelsea Football Club for the summer. Lyon stood firm. They maintained if this player is going to leave, they are going to at least keep him until the summer. They want him to contribute to Lyon's season this year, and I don't blame them. Very good player, excellent prospect, and he's key to how they play as well. So Lyon, once again, they've pulled off a good deal for themselves. I believe the region is about 30 million euros. Fabrizio Romano did obviously tweet that. We're not going to rehash that. We did get an update from Fabrice Hawkins, the French journalist who has been keeping us informed with this story. Has got several transfers right, particularly from Ligue 1. But let's see what he has got to say. So a direct translation from the tweet says, Malo Gusto has arrived in London. He will pass his medical examination before committing to Chelsea. The defender should not play against Ajaccio tomorrow in the league. So Malo Gusto apparently is on his way to London to all but confirm his move to Chelsea Football Club. Once he passes his medical, signs the contracts and all that, he will officially be a Chelsea player from the summer onwards. A very exciting prospect that we have signed, and not just a prospect that can step in straight away and contribute to the first team. We know Reece James has had his drama with injuries. He is just shaking one off as we speak. We know that he cannot be relied on during an entirety of a season, particularly when we're in so many competitions. We're going to need to relieve the pressure from Reece James, and the drop-off could not continue to stay like this between Reece James and Azpilicueta. Fair play to Azpi, an absolute legend, has left an amazing legacy at the club as well. Do you know what I mean? That can't be taken away from him, but time has caught up with his legs, unfortunately, and you can see that he does tend to struggle, and it is going to be costing us in games going forward, as it has cost us in games in the past. This guy could potentially be Reece James's competitor in that position, and these are the signings that I like to hear. Not just the player that will sit and just be happy with a rotational role. I wanted the player, especially with the situation Reece James is going through with his injuries, that is going to make him know that if I don't pull up my socks, this guy here is going to be taking my place, no problem. Graham Potter has shown us he can be brave in terms of making personnel swaps, man. He doesn't care. There's no favourites there. If you're not performing, then you're not going to be in the team. Malo Gusto is definitely going to be pushing Reece James, and as a return, potentially we could be seeing a marked improvement in the player, and I already know he's performing at a scary level at the minute. Imagine if he gets better than what he is. Exciting times, people. I know it's for the summer, but considering everything that's going on during this season, I'm willing to accept it. At least we are building and planning in a very positive way for the future. Now, the next story is about one of our youth players. He goes by the name of Cesare Casadei, who has been pulling up trees in the youth academy. He's been absolutely smashing it. And you can see, if you've been keeping an eye on this guy, yeah, we've signed him from Inter Milan in the summer. A very, very highly respected, highly rated prospect as well. Has come in and hit the ground running with this Chelsea development team, and he just looks too good for everybody. He stands head and shoulders above everyone else. He's built like a solid tank. He's a big boy. So he looks ready for the physicality in another league with perhaps more players that are more senior than himself, because he's been absolutely smashing it. Like I said, he has sealed a loan to Reading, which I think is good news. Cesare Casadei will leave Chelsea in the next 48 hours in order to join Reading on loan. Deal almost done. Final details to be sorted soon. Loan deal ready, and of course it won't include any buy option clause. Casadei prepared to accept as called by Adrian J. Kajumba. So that's the news on Casadei. He will be moving to Reading, who are currently sitting 14th in the Championship, which is the league below the Premier League. And to some, you might be thinking, why is he not getting a Premier League loan? He should be playing at this level, blah, blah, blah. Do not disrespect that league. Yeah, it's excellent for development, especially if he's going to be playing on a regular basis. It's a very good indicator to the physicality of the Premier League. It's a good simulator for him to get used to before he steps up into the Premier League. And we know he's that good. If he's as good as we know that he is, he's going to go there. He's going to light it up. I mean, previous examples include Reece James. His loan at Wigan, he was absolutely tearing up the Championship. And he came back to completely do the same. So I'm sort of in that same mode with Casadei. Obviously, I haven't seen as much of him as I did with Reece James by this point. So I've got a good, but I do have a good feeling that he's going to develop well there if they give him the games that he's going to need. And we've got a serious gem on our hands, man. Hopefully he can come into the team next season and even be used as a squad option. I'm not saying that he starts games, but to be considered for a squad option. Good move for the highly talented player. Hopefully it goes well for him. Hopefully he follows in the footsteps of your Reece Jameses and so on and so forth. And it is a fruitful loan. Now we're going to get into the main story, the one that everybody has been talking about. Chelsea been looking for a midfielder. Now apparently Arsenal are looking for a midfielder. And the new transfer drama between the two clubs. Chelsea, by the way, are up 2-0. Yeah, João Felix and Mykhailo Mudryk, both targets that Arsenal wanted, and both of them ended up at Chelsea. Now with this one, Moises Caicedo of Brighton, it has been an absolute mad thing over the past couple of days. The player has been behaving mad, the news has been mad, but enough of what I'm saying. Let's just see this mad sequence of events that's been going on. Yesterday, we got the exclusive news from Fabrizio Romano. Arsenal have submitted a £60 million bid to sign Moises Caicedo as a new midfielder. Chelsea had £55 million verbal proposal rejected this January as Brighton hoped to keep the player. But Arsenal are now pushing. Negotiations enter into key stages for Caicedo's future. Now, here's the thing. When I read that and I saw the price tag, I thought, well, they've always been saying it's a 75 plus valuation for the player. 60 million ain't going to do nothing unless it's an open bid to start off negotiations with Brighton. And what I do know is that Arsenal don't always move the fastest. They do move quite slow. So by seeing this, by all means, I knew the door was open for both clubs. But it did go on to say that the negotiations are going into key stages about his future, but he didn't specify with which club. But it also said that Arsenal are pushing to make a move happen. By this point, I did still think Chelsea are, if they hold interest, they're going to probably see what's going on with Arsenal. And it might be a last minute thing where we snoop in and also try and make a bid just before they try and get things into the advanced stages. And then we got this statement from the player himself, which just sent everybody into an absolute frenzy, right? And it says, and this is from Moises Caicedo's official Twitter account, and he also posted it on his Instagram account. But this statement is as follows. I'm grateful to Mr. Bloom and Brighton for giving me the chance to come to the Premier League, and I feel I have always done my best for them. I always play football with a smile and with heart. I am the youngest of 10 siblings from a poor upbringing in Santo Domingo in Ecuador. It goes on to say, my dream always to be the most decorated player in the history of Ecuador. I am proud to be able to bring in a record transfer fee for Brighton, which would allow them to reinvest it and help the club continue to be successful. The fans have taken me into their hearts and they will always be in my heart, so I hope they can understand why I want to take up this magnificent opportunity. Now, this is fine if a deal has been agreed between the player and the club, but we have one massive problem. It hasn't, and he's decided to come out with this statement, yeah? he's one step away from being Peter Odemwingie at this point. And if you don't know about the Odemwingie saga, it's one of the most humiliating sagas in football. Go and check out Peter Odemwingie and what happened on transfer deadline day back in the day, yeah? He wanted to move, I can't remember from what club to what club, but the club he wanted to move to, he was waiting there at midnight until midnight on deadline day, and the papers never got sent through, and he had to go back to his old club with his tail in between his legs. Moises Caicedo has got absolute, well, as far as we know, there's no agreement or there's been no anything between any clubs and Brighton. Brighton have come out, they've been firm, they don't want to sell the player, and there's a particular price tag that they would, you know, that they want to sell for, which apparently has even gone up in itself, but we're going to look into that a bit later on. So Caicedo has actually shot himself in the foot here because he is not in control while he's got a contract with Brighton, and we don't know yet whether that club is either Arsenal or Chelsea. A lot of the rumours are saying that it is more likely to be Arsenal, but with this whole transfer saga and the way Chelsea have been moving, it will be ridiculous to rule us out. As a result, so it seems, Caicedo has not turned up to training today with his club. And Fabrizio Romano's confirmed this in an exclusive. Moises Caicedo didn't turn up for training today. He wants to leave immediately. Caicedo could also miss tomorrow's game. Understand Arsenal are expected to improve their bid after 60 million revealed yesterday. Chelsea offered 55 million, rejected 2. Things are spicing up at the moment, and we also know De Zerbi is not a manager to mess around with. Look how Trossard tried to play with the manager. De Zerbi sat him down real quick. I imagine De Zerbi is not very happy with what the player's gone and done. I imagine that this is his decision, and fair play to him, man. You've got to put this player in his place because the way he's behaved here is unacceptable. But apparently he's switched to a new agency group, and it might have been them to influence the player. And sometimes agents don't always act in your favour, and they could hurt your career. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite him, and I really do hope that Chelsea are involved in this mix, are involved in this story. We've got the connections, we've got the Paul Winstanleys, we've got the Graham Potters as well. But what Arsenal do have is an impressive project, and they are sitting clear at the top of the league as well. And they are also a London club with plenty of history, and that's something that we cannot take lightly. Yes, we've got a lot of money, we do, and if we put in the bid, we stand a very good chance. But if we want the player, we're going to have to be aggressive, because by the reports that we're seeing, Arsenal are looking to be the front runners for this player. And this is a player that we desperately need. This is a profile that we desperately need over at Chelsea Football Club. And Brighton, after all of this news has been coming out and all this uncertainty and the fans wanting to know what is really going on with Caicedo, Brighton, well, I don't know if Brighton themselves, but it's now starting to be pumped out there that the price tag has reached an even higher price. And I'm quoting here from CFC Pice, who's quoted Miguel Delaney of The Independent. Brighton have set a 90 million price tag for Arsenal, and Chelsea target Moises Caicedo. So we heard originally 75 million plus was the magic number. Now they've upped it to 90 million pounds, which is basically an indicator that stay away from our player. We want to keep him for at least the summer. None of you lot are in control. We're in control. We'll put whatever price tag we want on the player. And if you don't meet it, you cannot sign the player. So Brighton are playing hardball at the minute. Let's see what happens over the next couple of days. Whether him not turning up to training is just disciplinary measures and he'll be integrated back into the first team once he has paid his, once he's paid his dues for his punishment. Or whether a move will really materialise. Interesting one to keep watch on over the next few hours. Let me know your thoughts. Do you strongly believe that Chelsea are in the race alongside Arsenal? Do you think Caicedo will move before January, or do you think he's not done himself any favours by tweeting and Instagramming what was said in that statement? Yeah, because that was a lot said and it was quite unprofessional. But people, like I said, road to 20k, smash that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up as well. Leave your thoughts down there in the comments. Also, support the channel. Hit that join button for the membership and leave a super thanks as well if you like the video. So, peace out, people. Up the Chelsea at all times. Tomorrow, special live for you. Myself, Matisse, Eunice, Guni's birthday stream. You are invited to the party. Peace out, people.